Hello guys, now we have a new bowl that came in about last week, which I don't have much time to take care of it, but now I have time to do a video review for Takedown bamboo bowl. So this is the Marina new bowl, Han Win 4, and I ordered it in a Takedown version. So this bowl is actually pretty big. It measures 158 centimeters or about 62 inches, which is just a little bit shorter than the Qing Dragon 2. Being such a big bowl, I thought it might be a bit difficult or cumbersome to carry around, so that's why I ordered Takedown. Okay, so before I go into the bowl, well, let me just demonstrate the takedown mechanism, which is really nice. The steel they use here is tool grade steel, which is what you use on hammers and all that. So very durable metal here, and they are magnetic, so it actually sticks to each other. All right, sticks. The tolerance, the machining tolerance of this thing is fantastic. It almost feels like it's airtight. Ooh, it's really nice, tight. There's no wobbly or anything. Very tight. Good mechanism. Fantastic bowl. All right. So the rest of the bowl, well, obviously the Mariner signature handle grip, and then the black suit leather. Then, okay, so this is where the interesting part comes. Okay, so this is a bamboo bowl. Bamboo bowl, no carbon or fiberglass layers, just bamboo. And you can see this layer here is convex. Okay, it's bamboo, and you can see the nodes to prove that it's bamboo. All the way here. Okay, this part is reinforced. It's not bamboo. So, but other than just the tip, so that you can use fast flight string, the rest of it is bamboo. Very thick layer. Wow, when I look at this, when I first received it, I was like, wow, this bowl is thick. It's heavy. I didn't measure the physical weight of this thing. I think it's like maybe 700 grams or a kg, about that. The physical mass is there. It's physically pretty heavy, especially since I ordered in a takedown version with a metal component. It's heavy. Okay, thick limb. So there is advantage to being thick, heavy, but I'll explain that later. Now, the belly side. The belly side is what I didn't quite expect this, because when I ordered the bowl, I was like, it must be bamboo on both sides. Yeah, it was bamboo, it is bamboo, but this part is flat. Okay, like here's convex, it has nodes here, but it's flat here, and I inspected it very carefully. It is definitely not glass, it is just bamboo. So it is odd decision. I do not know why, but Justin told me that he's gonna send me another version, which is convex on this side. So I will actually compare when it arrives, but it will be months before I receive that. So in the meantime, I'll be playing with this one. Okay, the wood as usual, mulberry wood. Nice logo. The model, this unit here is 45 pounds and 32 inches. Okay, so now I'll be stringing this bowl, and I have to explain a little bit about stringing this bowl. Now, because it's an all natural bamboo bowl, when you string it, if you use the step-through method, let's say like this, like that, doesn't matter which method, but if you string it one person, most likely you actually load one side of the limb more than the other. As a result, once it's strung, you will find that you will have a tiller that is more bent on the side that you string it. So to overcome this, when I string this bow, I flip it so that the top limb is at the bottom. When I string it, I'm going to bend the top limb a little bit more so you get a positive tiller, otherwise you end up with a negative tiller. Okay? After you string it, you have a little bit higher on this side, then I'll flip the bow and bend the lower limb. Then it becomes slightly positive tiller, which is what you want. But you have to do this, okay? You have to balance the limb. It's kind of like a horn bow. You have to actually balance the tiller, otherwise you will have some odd looking shape. Okay? So I'm going to actually string this bow now. As you can see, top limb down. Okay, top limb down. Try your best to support as close to the handle. You do not want to bend much of the limb. Okay, try to support close to the handle so that you don't overstress one side of the limb. Okay, it's a very big bow, so some people may have problem doing that. Once you're done with the stringing, you flip to the bottom side, you do similar thing. Okay, like that, to balance the tiller. Okay, now you get the correct shape, slightly positive tiller. Okay, the other thing that I must caution buyers, when you string this bow, allow about 30 minutes to an hour of rest for the bow. Okay, leave the bow somewhere, of course not hot, for about half an hour to an hour, because you want to actually relax the strain in the limbs. It's a natural bow, right? So it's not reinforced. If you string it up and draw, full draw right away, you're going to break the bow. Leave it for a while, 30 minutes, an hour, then you can draw the bow, okay, and shoot it. Okay, so other than that, it's actually pretty much like the regular bow. Taking care is equal, it's the same, nothing much, just the resting of the part, the resting of the bow right after you string it. Okay, so this is the shape. Okay, shape. I actually strung this bow ahead of time, and I strung it just for a video. So I will actually draw this bow for you. Okay. See how this is shaped, okay? And of course I can't draw that far. This bow is rated for the 32-inch, but I can't draw that far. Okay, but you saw the profile. I'll do it again. Okay, so this is the profile. Now, is this bow smooth? I think it has a slight stacking feel to it. It feels exactly like a long bow. If you look at it, this is a long bow, okay? This is a bamboo long bow, so it feels like a long bow. The initial draw here is soft. To this part, I can really feel that there's a slight wall over here. Okay, this is a soft part. From here on, you feel that the weight is gaining at a higher rate. So you can feel the two differences. If you look at the four-stroke curve, you can feel the two differences. Smooth here, very soft. And from here on, it's smooth, but it's a different rate from the earlier part. The soft part, the heavier part. Two different rate. Both of this rate itself is linear, but there is a pause in between. You can really feel it right here. Okay. The bow itself is, because it's pretty hefty, it's pretty heavy and very long. So this bow actually is very stable. When we shoot this bow, the mass of the bow prevents it from moving too much, so it doesn't throw the arrow off as easily as small, lighter bows like the Turkish bow. So for target archery, I think this is wonderful, very stable. Then hand shock and vibration is something that people would ask. This is a pretty big bow, so when it comes to big bow, like the Chain Dragon 2, you would expect that it needs a heavier arrow to absorb the energy so that there's less shock and vibration. But honestly speaking, for its size, I think it actually is pretty good. It's not too much of shock and vibration. It's there. It's a small amount. It's there, but it's not to the point that it's annoying. But it's there, right? It's there because you look at the limb is so bulky, big, heavy. It's thin here. It's very very thin here, but thick. There's a lot of mass here, so you can't avoid that. All right, over here we have a new set of arrows that I specially made for this new bow. So these new arrows here, I actually use Vermeil V-Nox, which I'll elaborate a little bit because it seems that some people may not quite understand how the V-Nox works, and they try to knock it in certain ways that they feel that it's not as efficient. So now I'm going to explain a little bit how it actually is supposed to work, how it was actually designed for. Now, if we look at the Vermeil V-Nox, I'm not sure if you can focus it. Okay, so the V-Nox was actually designed such that it will enter the string knock regardless of the orientation of the knock. You don't have to align it this way for it to enter like that. It doesn't have to. You can let the arrow be like that, push it through, and pull back. Right? So it can be like that. It will rotate on its own. So you see, it will catch regardless of its orientation. So when we actually knock this arrow, all we need to do is just hold it somewhere, anywhere, doesn't matter, whether it's like that, doesn't matter. You push it through, you pull it back, it's in it. Alright? Kind of similar to the Kosh knock, where they had these flares to rotate the arrow, but in this case, it is slightly different where either direction works, it doesn't matter, whereas the Kosh knock is one particular orientation. Okay, so that's how it's supposed to be, doesn't really matter. Just push it through, it knocks. Okay, and now I'll be shooting these arrows. Alright, so because this bow is actually really forgiving, and combined with the V-Nox, which are excellent knocks, they actually improve the grouping significantly. So just to avoid my new arrows from being Robin Hood, so I'm going to only shoot 2 arrows on each target. Over there, you can see 2 targets. I'm going to shoot 2 arrows into each of these. Alright, so when I draw, you can see the profile and how it shoots. Hand shock. If you get the brace height right, which is right now 6 inches 7/8, there is not much of a hand shock. It is a big bow, which suggests hand shock. Most of the time, big bows have hand shock, but I think this bow doesn't have a significant amount of hand shock, or the hand shock does not suggest its size. It feels like a smaller bow in terms of hand shock, not much vibration, so it's a pretty refined bow for its size. When I received this, I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna have hand shock, but when you shoot it, it's actually pretty good. Second arrow. Okay, very tight grouping, so that's why I don't shoot 4 arrows into the same spot. It's actually dangerous. I'm going to roll in 3 arrows. Okay, next target. Okay, so let's go and have a look at the result. Here you can see the two arrows are very close and two arrows very close. So there you have it. Very forgiving bow because it's a big bow, pretty high mass, very stable bow or very stable platform. Okay, so now we're doing a conclusion for this Marina Hanwin 4. Now, this bow is not for everyone. Okay, it's for a niche market. You don't buy this bow for speed. If you want speed, you want efficiency, you go for a laminated bow. Laminated bows are more efficient. Let's be honest, they are more efficient. Okay, you don't buy a long bow for speed. You buy for its other qualities. So this bow, I'll be honest, I actually love it. This bow is really nice, and I choose this not because of its speed, but I think Brian Ferguson, Howard Hill, they would most likely agree to the same thing. Being a natural bow, they have lower strength to weight ratio. That means they are less efficient. So they have to be thicker. They have to be naturally thicker to get the same strength. And when you thicken the material, you get more weight on its end. Of course, the downside is you get a slower bow, but the advantage now, it acts like a stabilizer. I mean, the whole bow is a stabilizer. It's a very stable bow. It makes target shooting excellent. Love it. And then the thick limb is also very twist resistant. There's no lateral movement on this direction. So when you shoot it, the string returns fairly straight. No movement on the sides. So the shots are very predictable. And the shooting feel, the material acts as a dampener. Every shot, you actually can feel the shock is being absorbed by the limb itself. You can feel initial there's a punch forward as the string returns to brace. There's a punch forward, but then the limb absorbs that impact, and you feel it just dampens. So there is really insignificant hand shock. So people who knows me, they know that I'm really sensitive when it comes to hand shock. I complain even the slightest of hand shock. Bows that I say has hand shock, most of the people who test the bow, they say no hand shock. So when I say there's little, most of the time people cannot feel it. But I'm very used to very good bows. I have a lot of good bows, and of course when I compare this to the very top end bows, it has slight, very slight. So do I love this bow? Fantastic. I love this bow a lot. I would use this as my go-to bow for target archery. Makes an excellent target bow.